Today on air, Ike Fast.
Welcome to German Property News. Here we bring you the latest updates from the world of real estate. In today's edition, you will get an overview of the current discussion concerning Berlin, in particular the cap of rents and its legal consequences. We will introduce you to building projects in Berlin and Flensburg which were realized by the German property group. Here, the symbiosis between historic fabric and its restructuring contributes significantly to the outstanding housing and living quality. In Berlin, rents were increasing strongly in the past years, dreaded by a lot of citizens who have to leave their neighborhood due to heavy expenses and have to look for rather affordable accommodations outside of the cities. The Red-Green administration is planning a law to be able to freeze rents. The so-called cap of rents shall apply to all not price-bound apartment buildings. Social housing and new apartments remain unaffected. This is proposed for a period of 5 years, up from 2020. In the meantime, experts are arguing whether a country even has the legislative power for such a regulation, which is the decisive question. Berlin ruled out the cap of rents and thus installed the prerequisite for the stop of rent increases. The Senate of Berlin agreed on a corresponding position paper which states that only the rent of the prior tenant may be demanded in case of the new letting. Rental raises after refurbishing shall be impeded. Furthermore, the paper envisages a fine of €500,000 in case the landlord is not complying with these guidelines. Construction Senator Katrin Lambscher calls this a new legal ground. It is questionable whether Berlin even has the right to interfere with rental laws. De jure, it's unsure whether the Berlin rental law belongs to the housing sector for which the federal provinces would be accountable. Thus, for the Civil Code of Law, which actually encloses the rental law, the federal government would be responsible. Lawyers and associations are rather skeptical about the Senate's plans. It would be lacking the legislative power of the provinces, which should have to be sorted out first. The Association of Berlin-Brandenburg Industry, BBU, calls this development fallen out of time. Thus, funding on investment in new refurbishing will not be possible. The association says that would mean no age-appropriate reconstruction, no barrier liberty, no carbon dioxide saving refurbishments, and substantially less new construction. That is why the real estate business should be liberated from the cap of rents. It is necessary to adopt rents step by step for handicraft, gardening, and caretaker services, as well as building services, for example. For the BBU, more appropriate tools for such an adoption would be aggravated transformation of rents to owned apartments, special protection against dismissal for elderly, or considerable obstacles for termination of the lease. Let's stay in Berlin and look at another project of the German property group. The project at Melaka Park, Karosserstraße in Berlin-Spandau is intended for a new construction including a neighboring property and of particular historical value. The landmarked building was owned by Siemens AG and was used as an aircraft factory starting in 1939 through 1944. Especially the development of Werner von Braun's rocket propulsion led to modern space travel. The new construction project Melaka Park covers 2 construction fields on which residential, office, and retail spaces will be erected. The timeless, modern architectural design offers high living standards in a really pleasant urban surrounding. What makes these properties special is the green ambience at Melaka Park and direct access to the private marina at the wonderful River Havel. Underground parking is available. The surrounding buildings have been completely refurbished. Due to the solid structure refurbishment and restoration of this listed buildings will be manageable. The complete development of the sites will be realized step by step. On this base, future development plans will be generated following the latest living requirements. Let's now move from Berlin to lovely Flensburg in the very north of Germany. At the beginning of the 20th century, the Naval Hospital at Kelmstrasse was set up in the picturesque quarter of Mürwik. Built by the Berlin-based architects Schmieden and Böttger between 1908 and 1910, almost at the same time as the naval school, this compound was used as a recreational facility for troops. Even though it faced vacancy in the past years, it is still a gem. The German property group acquired the unique situated building and is planning its conversion. In doing so, the conservation of one of Flensburg's most important historic monuments is secured. In the year 1912, the compound was expanded by a villa for the hospital's manager. By a comprehensive restoration of the historic hospital, a modern and barrier-free dwelling will be created. Furthermore, new buildings that will fit into the historical facades will be erected. Plenty of parking spaces will be available. The Flensburg fjord, with its harbors and its lovely landscapes, are only 700 meters away. That was it from German Property News. I'm looking forward to seeing you around next week. Bye-bye.